everyone. Welcome to the Charter School Connection podcast. I'm Sean Wortham, the host. Today is Monday, the 20th of April, 2026. I'm really excited to meet with three individuals from Myrtle Beach. I got Akeem Hemingway, Dr. Vassell, and Braylyn Bridges. They're all from Coastal Dream Academy, and I'm really excited to hear their story and their why for this new charter school that they're opening up. So welcome to the podcast, and thanks so much for taking some time to share your story.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
All right. Well, let's Akeem, let's start off with you if you don't mind. I would just want to learn a little bit more about you. Kind of what got you interested in starting Coastal Dream Academy, and what's your background?
So it's always been my dream to come back and do something for my city and community. Growing up playing basketball, played at Myrtle Beach High School. I'm a Myrtle Beach native. I actually grew up in the Racepath Community Learning Center, now Coastal Dream Academy. So I've been a part of the program, and I was fortunate enough to go off and be a manager in the NBA for 11, 12 years. So it's always been my dream to come back and do something big for my city and community. And when I stopped with the managing and coaching in the NBA, I came back to the Racepath Community Learning Center, now Coastal Dream Academy, to to put back into the program, that raised me. So I'm excited about it. It's making a powerful turn. It's happening so fast. We've only been a part of the program now for 2 years, myself, Braylon, and Karen. But the program has been going on way before me. I'm now telling my age, 42 years old. But the program has been going way before myself. And these last 2 years, man, it's made a whirlwind turn. A lot of great things happening. So we're super excited. We got a lot of great things for the future in front of us. And we're adding and we're growing each and every day.
Oh, man. So I promise I'll get to asking questions about what you all are doing, but just out of pure curiosity, what is it like having a job on such a high level like the NBA? Like, I couldn't imagine like managing in the NBA. Like, was that pretty stressful, or did you just fit right in, or how was that?
Just kind of fit right in, being able to be around, former teammates, just doing what I love to do, just really implementing the expertise and it coming together collectively as one whole and making things bigger and better, just like the Learning Center. Collectively, we come up with ideas and we put everything that we've learned, that we know together, and we have a beautiful thing growing. So same thing in the NBA. Collective minds, putting it all together and great things happening. 1 year turns into 11, 12 years, when great minds come together. So like ourselves, putting great ideas together, same thing, same motto in a sense.
Man, okay. Well, I definitely want to learn more about this program and the school that you're blessing your community with. But before we do that, I want to learn more about the whole team. It's awesome because I meet with a lot of charter school administrators, and usually I just meet with like one, and it's very like an isolated incident. But with you all, every time I hop on a call or I speak with one of you, it's always the whole team is present. I love how you're all just like very unified. And so I would love for all the other listeners to learn about the other individuals on the podcast. So Dr. Vassell, could you give us a little bit about your background?
Yes. And to piggyback on what you said, I feel like it's important to have that synergy. Yeah. I feel like each of us have a special talent. And like Akeem said, when the talent comes together collectively, great things happen as a result. But just a little bit about my background. I am Dr. Karen Vassell. My background is early childhood. I started my career in Alice Springs, Australia, teaching Aboriginal youth in northern part of Alice Springs. If anyone knows where Alice Springs is, if you ever been to Outback and you look on a menu, it says Alice Springs Chicken, that's the place that I live. I had a beautiful experience there teaching Aboriginal youth. Then transitioned to the DC area, and that's where I taught special education, autistic students, in the Woodbridge area. And from there, I relocated to South Carolina. And I stayed in South Carolina for about, in the school district for about 14, 15 years. I served as educator, school counselor, assistant principal, director of early learning programs, and moved up to higher education where I was associate professor in the child nutrition area. And then, relocated to Myrtle Beach to work with Boys and Girls Club. And this is where I met these two fantastic individuals. And so how it all came together for me was I worked in the whole spectrum or the continuum of education. I worked with the early childhood all the way to adults. And I could see what worked, what didn't work, and like the gaps in education are providing a holistic education for youth and their families. And when I came to the Racepath community, it really stood out that community makes a difference, especially in underserved communities. You can see where there are generational pitfalls. And if we have those building blocks and we can put those building blocks together, we can go really, really far. And so that's just a little bit of what, when I came together with Akeem and when he told me his story, and I was like, wow, he had a focus, but his focus involved pivoting. And Coastal Dream Academy is to provide students with an opportunity where they can pivot.
Right.
If their focus is on athletics, hey, it may not work out in athletics, but you have an access and opportunity to other options within that athletic field. So your pivot should be easy. You should have no problem pivoting with the skill sets that we are teaching you within our charter school.
Mhm.
Holy cow. And I mean, what a valuable skill. I mean, I know so many people that don't know how to pivot. And then when the first problem comes in their way and they don't know like how to change course, or like, man, that could be detrimental. So the fact that that's kind of the first thing that we're talking about on the podcast is really, really cool. Before we dive deeper, Braylyn, I'd love to hear a little bit about your background, your story.
Yes, first and foremost, I want to thank you again for having us. But it started a long time ago when I was small, little, when I was a young kid doing media work for my church and my granddad. And then when I was doing that media work, it transpired to other things. And so I think that I started at food industry for a couple years, and then God blessed me and opened up doors for me to come in the professional world. And so I came in the professional world. I started at the Boys and Girls Club at the Grand Strand as a classroom teacher. Then down the line, this awesome person right here, Dr. Karen Vassell, promoted me to be her executive assistant, and then the marketing director. And so that's what it all ties in for me, doing marketing work and promoting for the organizations. And now I left Boys and Girls Club and came over to the Racepath Community Learning Center, Phoenix Renaissance Inc., and to do the same work. So the same work, it continued to promote, marketing, tell people about our story, of what we all about. And so I'm so glad to be with this group right here, because God has blessed us enough to do a lot of things and still doing. And so I'm just happy. But that's where I came from. Yeah, and so I came from a mighty long way in school, in college, getting a degree of what I'm doing now. And so I'm just so happy to be with.
Man, so cool, man. Well, it's an honor to know all of you. I feel like I'm really talking with the dream team. And so now talking about what brings you all together. I have been to your website. You've also sent me like an informational PowerPoint on your why. And one thing that really stuck out to me is, I think it was the second or third slide before you really dive into what Coastal Dream Academy is. You share our history. And that's something that kind of stuck out to me, is that you guys really do value your history. And so I was wondering, for, you know, people across the nation who aren't very familiar with the Myrtle Beach area or Racepath, if you can just kind of share a little bit of that background.
Good.
Well, I'm going to share a little bit about what I know. I'm a native of Miami, Florida, but Akeem was born and raised in the Racepath community. But I can tell you a little bit about the story. That area, his grandmother, Akeem Hemingway, and I need you to chip in to help. Created the Mission of Love House.
Correct.
Yes. And the Mission of Love House, where she had youth programs.
Yeah, it was a small community church. It was called the Mission of Love. My grandmother started, and she would pretty much feed the people in the community throughout the church, through the church and everything. And she would also help kids learn in the church. So it kind of started from there. We're talking the we're talking about mid 60s, mid to late 60s, early 70s. And she was connected to a lady named she went by the name of Jane Berry Haynes. She was a servant for Miss Jane Berry Haynes, who was over Phoenix Renaissance. And one of the students in the class, well, my grandmother was Reverend Goss, William Goss. He studied under my grandmother, who happened to be my cousin. So, make a long story short, grandmother passed, William took over the program, and he started feeding the community, helping out the community and everything. So, Miss Jane Berry Hayes and William Goss had a strong bond and relationship. She ended up giving a nonprofit to William Goss, and he started Racepath Community Learning Center. So that's how it all started from there. By that time, I'm a little kid growing up, and I'm coming up through the program. And fast forward, Reverend Goss passed maybe 2-3 years ago. We were at the Boys and Girls Club. My mother was, helping Reverend Goss at the program, and they started, we needed younger talent to come in the program, take over, and take it to the next level. And that's when myself, Karen, and Braylon came in at. We came in collective minds, new ideas, and it's been taken off the last 2 years.
But we also want to recognize that within the community, there were a lot of very talented individuals.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what Reverend Goss did, and his focus was on the whole community, eradicating drug abuse, alcohol abuse, any community violence, cleaning up the community, and so that it could be a better place for the youth to grow up in and come back and make the community bigger and stronger. And so that's where I want to talk about some of the athletic talent that came out of Racepath.
Yeah.
Ramon, I know you saw the video with Ramon Sessions, which is Akeem's cousin. Some of the high school players, Marcus Rush.
Yeah, who went on to play at Hampton University. My cousin Franklin Butchie Wallace played in the NFL. I have another cousin, Trollo Galloway, who went and played ball overseas. You had Travis Spivey, who played with Tracy McGrady at Mount Zion, went to play at Georgia Tech.
Wow.
So much, the list goes on and on. There's so much talent come out of that community. It's ridiculous. Believe it or not. It's a whole story, man.
So this community at Myrtle Beach, seems like a couple individuals really came together and decided to give back and just do a lot of good. And then kind of just a second or third order effect from all this, athletics is, taking off in the community. And there's a lot of really competitive athletes that your community is producing. And I hear that's kind of like a theme of Coastal Dream Academy.
Correct.
How does all this tie in together to like your why and what you're doing now?
So to give you a quick I'm gonna use myself, being able to be on be a part of the NBA, the highest point, the highest level. So when I got there, initially I tried out for the New York Knicks 2010, and I was cut. And then I got into training management from there. But being able to make the transition from being a player to the actual training and management part helped me realize the components and the different parts of the game. You got coaching, training, managing, you got referees, and it made me feel, because a lot of times as athletes, if we're not the star player, you go into Great Depression. A lot of times people don't realize that, because you sacrifice so many years of your life trying to be the star player. And when things don't work out how you plan, you go into deep depression, or you think you're not as good to succeed in life, which that shouldn't be the case. Again, like I said, basketball is a broad topic. You have coaches, you have players, you have referees, you have broadcast and media. You have so many things. And that's why I want the kids to know that are coming up, that are being involved in sports. Or we're talking about basketball, football, anything. Like, think about this. How many times have you ever heard of any kid said, I want to grow up and be a general manager of the team? You never hear that. you never hear that.
No.
So these are the topics I feel that we need to talk more about, and broaden that horizon early enough to say, hey man, I probably didn't make it there, but I can be successful here. Because when you think about it, a span of an NBA career, we're talking about what, 10, 11, let's just say the max, 10, 11 years, 12 years, 13, really. But if you're a coach, you can coach from the age of 20, 21, all the way up to you 80 plus years old, and you can be involved in the game. But we never think about it that way, because we see it on TV and all we see is a star player. So just kind of changing the dynamics, how you think about a sport, and you can be successful in that sport with a long career, whether you just look at some things differently.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, that's really, really cool. And that goes back to the idea of being able to pivot, and I love that.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, Coastal Dream Academy, is that going to be a focus of this idea that's taking off in your community, is to kind of give a little bit of extra avenues to find success, but in the sports world? Is that correct?
Yes. Again, what Akeem said, and he can talk to you more about students that I've worked with, because I was a guidance counselor. A lot of times, you're involved with testing and helping with, ACT, SAT, and I would have a lot of athletes that had difficulty with getting into college. They were great players, but that ACT score was an issue, or
I was one of them.
But the total focus was not on the student athlete, it was just on the athletic part. And so if you give them an avenue of saying, we're not taking you away from athletics, but think about it in another aspect, that would have helped the student focus on, okay, let me get my ACT score up, or more interest, or a hook to get that ACT score up, or focus on the academic aspect of it. That's just a broad example of my experience with athletes, and having to, like we said again, that code word, the crucial word of pivoting. But it's been more than a few that really struggle academically, because the sole focus was on the physical, being a physical athlete.
No, that's awesome. I'm looking at your mission right now, and it talks about the importance of blending rigorous academics and project-based learning, creative arts, athletics, and leadership development to inspire purpose. So, man, I know, it's really hard sometimes to blend academics and sports, but I'm just interested to, if I'm a parent trying to, and I have, my athletic son or daughter, what should I know about the techniques and the practices that you plan to implement to be able to take these two kind of very different worlds and combine them?
Yes. So with project-based learning, and that's pretty much a methodology where we focus on student voice and student choice. It's a very student-centered approach where the teacher serves as a facilitator and where the students
Mhm.
are focused on their strong points. So for example, if we're talking about, and I'll take it all the way to early childhood, if we're having morning circle time and a student talks about, oh, okay, my puppy was sick last night. And then the teacher would take that and turn that into a question. Let's see what caused the puppy to get sick. And the students would talk about, well, what did he eat or what did he do? And so that causes, let's see, like a butterfly effect, right?
Yeah.
And then you can go all sorts of interdisciplinary approaches. But once again, it's student choice, student voice, and the student comes up with it.
Yes.
And the teacher serves as the facilitator, but indirectly. I think where I'm going with this, but learning becomes a joyful default of that project-based learning approach, where at the end of each project, there's the child can present, students can present what they want to do, and you have someone that may be great at speaking and they'll take the speaking part, someone that may be great at marketing or so you're focusing on skills at a young age. You're not just focusing on okay, let's do the alphabets or whatever, but all that comes with a default of learning.
That's right.
It's a real life approach to it.
And I can share a personal story of mine. So I went to Myrtle Beach High School, public school, obviously. And then I made the transition to Fort Union Military Academy. It was a private charter, it was a private school. And I found out about myself, I made bad grades in Myrtle Beach High School. But at Fort Union Military Academy, I learned more because we studied in smaller groups. Teachers were more one-on-one. And my focus was 10 times better, only because I was, the smaller groups and they cared about how you learn. So it was their way of taking different methods to help me learn. And they were very big on that. And once I saw that, I think that's one of the big factors that helped me want a charter school, I wanted a private school, like later on in life to help kids. Because I wanted to reach back and help. But I said if I did, this would be the perfect opportunity, the perfect way to help kids learn, because it worked for me. I know it could work for anyone else. And I was a busybody, honestly. I can put the ball in the hoop easy, man, but when it came to learning and everything, my mind was just everywhere. But Fort Union Military Academy helped change my life tremendously. Just their style and their way of how they taught, and they showed that they cared. So it was easy.
And that's a big component of it with, creative arts, and you never know what you have opportunities and access, whatever you are exposed to. And so that's what we want to provide our youth. That's what we would like to provide with Coastal Dream Academy. Students can have options to focus on anything they want to try on many different hats. And, at the same time, it's rigorous in learning, but it's student-centered. Like you said, I'm not trying to fit the child in a box. I'm seeing where you are and taking you where you could be.
But I want to piggyback on what Dr. Vassell said, that you have a lot of things that you can do. And that's some of the things that at Coastal Dream Academy, that you have different options. And like the options is like for a content creator. It's so much in depth with content creator that people just don't know. With the marketing aspect, with the videos, the photos, broadcasting, all of sound. And so it's a whole lot in depth with it. I do it every day. And so as I do it every day, it's easy to me, but it might be hard for somebody else. So that's why we are here to teach and teach others, teach students how to do that. And so that's one of our key partners in the school, is to do that. And then not even just that as a key pointer, but it's a creative arts, dancing, You can have
Drama.
theater, drama.
Mhm.
And so people like to dance, and we have shows, we can host shows and things like that nature. So families could come out and see their kids and they see what they want to do. So book publishing and all that, to read books. We have a library, we're gonna have a library in the Coastal Dream Academy to have books in there that kids will be making and write their own story. And so it's good to have those things in place. And so we just not know just one ordinary, we ain't no school that's just gonna be, hey, do the same stuff. We're gonna be a different school. It's the culture.
And when you think about too, having kids, I don't want to say kids, but we're on the AI is, AI is going AI.
That's right. That's right.
So about 10 years ago, when I was in educational system, it was all about having students understand and helping to have a curriculum and to teach them for jobs that are not yet created.
Right.
And so AI, YouTube podcasting, all these.
That's right.
When I was growing up, there was nothing to train me to do this, but you have to learn on your own with real life.
That's right.
But if you get that at a young age, goodness, where can you go? I mean, your possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Well, I mean, I'm just excited to see the results from this, 10, 15, 20 years down the road and see all the great talent that comes out from your program and in your school that you're setting up. Just congratulations on everything and all the progress that you've made up to this point. Before I close, is there anything that maybe I missed that you want, your community in Myrtle Beach to know about Coastal Dream Academy that maybe we failed to touch on during the podcast?
The dream part.
Oh. All right, well, let's hear about the dream part.
So the name came about, it's my nickname. Yeah, they always call me Akeem the Dream in basketball. So that's how the name came about, Coastal Dream Academy. So it's a nickname.
Oh, that's awesome. Akeem the Dream.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's really cool, man. Well, I know that there's, kids in your community that are just like you, Akeem, 20 years, replaced, and you providing this opportunity for them and
Hold on, I got to stop you there now. I got to stop you there.
Go for
I
it.
need to be honest about this. It's not me, it's us.
It's all of you.
Yeah, it's us. Like, honestly, like I'm a fortunate, lucky person that, lucky guy to have these two beside me. Ever since we came together, like, some magical things been happening. Rough times, but we navigate, we know how to pivot, that word pivot, and things just still, manage to grow. So I'm fortunate and lucky to have these two beside me, make no mistake. And I want the world to know that. And great things are to happen here in the future.
I love that. And I definitely sense the unity and the teamwork. It's just a lot of uphill sledding when there's just one person who has the vision and just is dragging the whole team with them. But I don't get that sense at all with you. If I'm sending my child to Coastal Dream Academy, I know that there's not just one expert in their field, but there's multiple experts in a variety of different fields all coming together to bring like this unique blend of expertise that my child's going to benefit from. So I think that's really, really great. Well, if I'm in Myrtle Beach and I'm listening to this podcast, how do I get a hold of you all? How do I reach out and let you and get some more information?
Well, I can say that you can follow us on all social media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on the Racepath Community Learning Center Facebook page, and all social media pages. Then on our website, phoenixrenaissanceinc.org, you can look at our website. Then we have a YouTube. Racepath MB, and you can look at our YouTube channel, and you can follow us on there. Then, if you want the phone number, 843-626-1579, and we're right there at 1690 Racepath Street in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577. We are here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And I'll make sure to take all that information and I'll put it in the comment section with quick access links so anyone listening can just link right over to your website and learn more about your program and your school. Well, I know it's kind of late in the day for you guys on the East Coast, so I'm grateful for your time. Thanks so much for hopping on the Charter School Connection podcast.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
All right, everyone.
All right.
Take care. Bye.
Yes, sir. Thank you.